It's for the most part been a really pedestrian session for this market. NASDAQ was higher, Russell was a little bit higher. Also, it was the only index up yesterday. I think dozens of these growth names, though, are oversold. And I got to tell you, though, some are saying even at these levels, they're still expensive based on traditional valuation metrics. But I don't know. I don't think that really matters as much as it used to. The question now is, how do you go about buying this dip, particularly as the hype has begun to fade? I want to bring in Mahoney Asset Management CEO Ken Mahoney, along with Courtney Dominguez. She's a senior wealth advisor at Payne Capital Management. It's a group I'm not affiliated with. And Ken, I think this is your sweet spot. Some of these growth names, some of these big-time tech communication services names, been smacked around good. How are you deciding on which ones to buy, like these for an oversold bounce?
Right. So, pendulum moved so far towards value. Now, and stay there. Remember, it was growth before. I always believe there's a reversion to the mean. And Charles, to your point, I'm going to come back to ARKK. Again, I loved that fund last year. Didn't like the controversy earlier this year. But, I mean, it's 35% off its high. And in there, you're going to find these companies, they're disrupting their industries, Charles. As you know, Roku, Square, Tesla's a top holding. So, again, you want to find something way out of favor. And I have to tell you, at some point, investors are going to get really tired of value growing at 2% top line, 4% top line. And that's why eventually I think the money's going to swing back to growth, especially in these ARKK-like names that are disrupting their industries, one industry at a time.
Now, Courtney, I know I don't think Ryan Payne is hot on tech, so I'm not sure what the firm is right now. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree. Well, we will always have some tech in our portfolio, don't get me wrong there, but it's definitely not where I'm looking for opportunity right now. Because when you look at it, I mean, we have a really great GDP growth that we're looking forward to this year at over 6% plus another 4% next year, which is much higher than it's been the last few decades. When you think about it, when you have growth that's so abundant like that, you're really not going to have to pay extra for growth, and that's where value has its time to exceed. We're already seeing that this year, but even with the value outperformance over growth, value is still significantly cheaper than your growth funds and different stocks right now. So I own it, but it's definitely not where I'm looking to find further opportunity at the time being. I
want to piggyback on that then, Courtney, because the Russell 2000 is always seen as an attractive proxy for the domestic economy. Are you buying anything there?
Yes. Yeah, I really love small over large, which we've talked about. But within the Russell 2000, the same thing applies here. I am looking at value over growth right now because you are still seeing, even in your smaller, like less brand name companies, that same discrepancy is happening. And you take two funds, for example, rather than just simply the Russell 2000, you take the Vanguard Value ETF versus the Vanguard Growth ETF. That growth fund is basically flat for the year, whereas your value fund is up over 20% this year. And I really think that's only the beginning there. So small over large, but also value over growth right now.
Okay. Ken, NASDAQ was up earlier today. Now it's pulled back. And we've seen this a lot. What is it going to take to get that spark back? I mean, and by the way, while you're answering that, maybe there's a related, with this Michael Burry news, of course, he's famous for that big short. Apparently, he's got a over $500 million short position on Tesla. He used some options to be able to pull this off. Will he get the squeeze, or, will he make money in this? And when do these things turn around? Because they can't get any traction lately.
Yeah, I feel like so goes Tesla, so goes the NASDAQ. And to Michael Burry, look, it's hard to bet a guy who bet against the financial markets and credit default swaps and made a movie about them, right? But I think, again, when you look through why he is short or synthetic short through puts, is the reason why he's so short is about electric vehicle credits, which, by the way, this administration is going to give a lot of credit. And I don't think he's taking into account, if you look at the verticals that Tesla has, all the different intellectual properties that they own, the storage that they own. So if you're going to try and find value in Tesla, it's not the car market, it's all the extras that go into it. The sum of the parts are greater than the whole. He may be right, we'll find out. But again, if I had to take a choose between the two, I'd take Elon Musk.
Yeah, listen, I'm with you on that one. I think that he's going to get squeezed pretty good on this. We'll see. Tomorrow we've got the FOMC meeting. The minutes are coming out, rather. I'm not sure there'll be any dissension, but everyone's kind of wondering if Powell and company can pull this whole thing off. Courtney, what are your thoughts on this whole inflation debate and whether the Fed can indeed keep a combination going for the next couple of years?
Yeah, I think it's two separate items in my mind. So I do, in fact, believe inflation is It is kicking in. We are seeing that. And I don't really necessarily believe that it's transitory like the Fed is saying. But I do think that we're probably going to continue to see that they're saying this is going to be a temporary inflation. It's nothing to worry about. And I would be very surprised if they changed course right now, especially when we see their minutes coming out.
Really?
But just keep in mind that doesn't mean inflation isn't happening. So have your hedges in there.
Ken, 10 seconds. Is the Fed going to change course? Or?
No, look, a little too hot number in CPI, though very soft number in retail. Keeps tapering away.
All right. Ken, Courtney, we covered a lot of ground. Always appreciate it. We're going to watch that Tesla short. That is something really, really exciting. That's a big bet against a big guy. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, hand it over to Liz.